Welcome to the second segment of Business News. The World Bank has appointed the former governor and finance minister of Seychelles as a new country director for Ghana. He is expected to assume office from Monday, July 1. There's more in this report.
Mr. Pierre-Franck Laporte is replacing Henry Corrali, who is bringing his service to an end this month. According to the notice from the World Bank, Mr. Laporte would also be responsible for Sierra Leone and Liberia, but would be based in Accra. Prior to joining the bank, Laporte held several key positions in the Seychelles government, including governor of the Central Bank of Seychelles and later Minister of Finance, Trade and Investment. Laporte is also a former International Monetary Fund economist and fund resident representative. He also worked in the private sector as a chief executive officer of the Sacos Insurance Group in Seychelles. In his new position, Laporte's top three priorities will be first, leading the bank's strategic dialogue with Ghana, Liberia and Sierra Leone, and support the implementation of the World Bank's Africa region's priorities. He would also work to deepen the policy dialogue and partnership with governments and key stakeholders, and lastly oversee the delivery and implementation of the lending and non-lending portfolio. Laporte holds a master's degree in economics from the University of Sheffield, UK, and a bachelor's degree in business economics with computing from the University of Surrey, UK. He is also a holder of several awards. In 2013, he received Southern Africa's Finance Minister of the Year award by the African Leadership.
Now, government says it is targeting in excess of $4 billion annually by way of foreign direct investments from Ghanaians across the diaspora. According to the Director of Diaspora Affairs at the Office of the President, Akwesiawia Abebiu, his outfit seeks to encourage members of the Ghanaian diaspora to bring home their financial and human resources locked up in various parts of the world. He spoke to Joy Business ahead of the Ghana Diaspora Celebration and Homecoming Summit 2019, which is themed Recognizing Diaspora Contributions Towards Nation Building. There's more in this report.
This year's edition of the Ghana Diaspora Celebration and Homecoming Summit, as part of the Year of Return event, comes off on the 3rd to 6th of July at the Accra International Conference Center. Government hopes the landmark celebration will encourage more Ghanaians in the diaspora to bring their money and investment opportunities back home for growth and development. Akwesiawia Abebiu is the Director of Diaspora Affairs at the Office of the President. He is optimistic the country would attract in excess of $4 billion in annual foreign direct investments from Ghanaian businessmen living abroad.
We can attest to the fact that the diaspora has contributed significantly towards our national development. Even if you single out, the remittances alone, a yearly remittance of $3.8 million is quite a huge sum of money. One could contribute to the development, 7.7% of your GDP. There are certain measures that are in the pipeline. Once they are, it come to fruition, we are all going to see it. And we have examples of other countries, like for instance, I think in Senegal also, when they give this the diaspora the vote, it significantly things increased in respect of the FDIs, etc. So we are looking at also gaining similarly from what some of the measures that we are putting in place to enable the diaspora potential to be harnessed.
Deputy Director of Diaspora Affairs, Nadia Adongo Musa, highlights some economic benefits the country and Ghanaians could derive from the event.
I think we should expect a lot of our brothers and sisters coming from the diaspora. We should all be excited about it because as they come, you don't know what might be your in on this. Some are coming with their knowledge, some are coming with investors, some are coming with potential investors that will look at other areas such as agro-businesses, real estate, oil and gas, all kind of things that is available in Ghana that we want the world to have, opportunity to have as well. So as a Ghanaian, I think we should be ready to also be part of this movement.
Now, the use of mobile payment services has been hailed by many exhibitors at the Vodafone Cashless Bazaar, organized in Accra as part of efforts to drive the financial inclusion and cashless agenda of government. Speaking to Joy Business, head of Vodafone Cash, Matson Obing Ajay, said many people are now warming up to the cashless system of transactions. Sheila Tamako was there in our report.
As part of efforts to improve the drive towards a cashless economy, Vodafone Ghana held a one-day cashless trade bazaar to round off its Vodafone Cash Month. The event saw some 200 exhibitors display various wares with payments carried out via Vodafone Cash or mobile network cash services. Some patrons at the event shared their experience with Joy Business.
Yeah, we are talking cashless. So I have loaded my account. So everything that I buy here, I don't pay cash. For someone to tell you, I don't have a change. Okay, keep the change, do this and that. Everything is cashless.
I only need to just enter the number and send to the person. Then I'm done. I take my time. So it's convenient and it's secure too.
Exhibitors at the event were upbeat about the cashless system, which they say has brought much convenience in transactions.
Now, cashless is the way to go. So there's no need carrying a lot of cash on you. All you need to do is to load your Vodafone Cash account. You come to our stand, whatever you buy, you just transfer to us, you pick your goods and you're good to go. And I think that's the way to go now.
I haven't experienced the challenge yet, and it's been seamless. So we all have Vodafone SIMs. Once they buy, they ask what your number is. In fact, they were giving us stands with our numbers written on them. So they just look onto the card and then they make the payments onto your phone. No issues at all. I don't have change. We're not even experiencing that.
Matison Obing Ejay is the head of Vodafone Cash. He shares how impactful the cashless bazaar has been.
Here, you are purchasing everything without to the pesewa, without having to dole out cash because it's electronic. And vendors also don't have to think about change for anybody because it's exchange of electronic money. And when the vendors receive the money on their phones, they can stand there and then move the money to their bank. They don't have to wait. If they have accrued so much money, there's no fear. Nobody here is guarding a wallet or guarding a pot of money. Everybody's transaction is happening on their phone, and the phone is secure with them. If they look.
Time now to take a look at some highlights of international business news. Telecoms giant Nokia has disowned comments one of its senior executives made about rival Huawei. Let's get the details.
Sir Johnny Ive, the Briton who over 2 decades helped turn Apple into the world's most valuable company, is leaving to set up his own venture. Sir Jonathan, designer of the iMac, iPod and iPhone, leaves later this year to start a creative firm, LaFrom, with Apple as its first client. Johnny is a singular figure in the design world, and his role in Apple's revival cannot be overstated. From 1998's groundbreaking iMac to the iPhone, Apple CEO Tim Cook said in a statement. Telecom giant Nokia has disowned the comments one of its senior executives made about rival Huawei. Nokia's chief technology officer Marcus Weldon told the BBC that the UK should be wary of using the Chinese hardware. In a statement issued after the BBC story was published, the Finnish firm said his comments do not reflect the official position of Nokia. The Danish family behind Lego has partnered with Blackstone to take the owner of Madame Tussauds private. The deal values Merlin Entertainment at £4.7 billion. In addition to the Wax Museum Madame Tussauds, the company owns Legoland theme parks and other attractions in 25 countries, including the London Eye.
Business on Joy News Prime. Thank you very much for your company. For more business news, log on to myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji. We have this more news ahead. Don't go.